Welcome to the National Stadium in the Japanese capital and to the Paralympic Games of Tokyo 2020. A pleasure to have you with us for the 16th session of track and field. And if that sounds like a lot of athletics, then it's probably because we have 167 medal events to decide and 128 countries involved. On we go this evening with 5 finals on the track and 4 field events. Now, the weather might be steadily improving. We can't be sure. We've had some of each today, but all we need to do is look at the competition to forget everything else. It's been superb. Indeed, as we navigate our way through the turbulence of the pandemic, these Paralympics couldn't have come at a better time for many people to remind us perhaps of what we can achieve when we take on our challenges with a positive attitude, as the Paralympians do. And as they want to say, it's not what cards you get dealt, it's how you play them. And to extend the analogy, the Paralympians are coming up trumps.
They are at that. They are at that. It's been one of the best Paralympic Games I've ever seen. And these athletes are excelling themselves, and there is some really quality work being done in both the field and the track, and all that despite the issues they've had with their training this year, despite the issues there hasn't been a massive crowd here as we expected. All the athletes have had numerous accredited people and athletes who've been coming on to cheer them, and it's been wonderful to see. And tonight we'll see 5 track finals that should provide us with plenty of action. The first of those getting underway, the women's 100 metres T64. We'll see Marleen van Ganzewinkel, who broke the T64 Paralympic record in a heat that was held by Sophie Kamlish of Great Britain. Kamlish will go on that as well, as will Irmgard Ben Suzanne, who took silver in the 200 metres behind Van Ganzewinkel when she won that. And then a little later in the night, we'll see something making its debut at these Paralympic Games, the 4x100 metres universal relay. We saw the heats a little bit earlier today. China broke the world record, which they held already. The United States are the world champions from 2019 in Dubai. We've seen it there, we've seen it at Europeans, but we've never seen it at the Paralympic Games. 2 men, 2 females, 4 differing disabilities throughout, and it is fantastic to watch the teamwork that goes into it.
One of the reasons I like it is that you see, as you mentioned, 4 different categories or classifications on the field at the same time, men and women competing. It's kind of an instant reminder of all that the track and field is about, and I quite like it. I hope it stays in the program, and we'll see how we go tonight. The nation of China is still leading the overall medal tally with 82 gold, 49 silver and 44 bronze. But here at the track and field, so many countries are popping up and getting their share of the medals. It's 20 degrees, it's kind of raining, and it's very humid, 97%. And yeah, there's a bit there. There's a bit there. But all the seating here, courtesy of the design of the stadium, they're under cover. It's just the middle of the arena that's open to the elements. And so the athletes, I'm afraid, they do get a bit of it, but they've been managing it very well. We've, of course, been commenting on the slippery conditions inside the throwing circles. Not so much an issue for the javelin throwers on the run-up. We've got a club throw from seated position coming up in just a few minutes. We'll be able to introduce the athletes for that. Perhaps give you a little bit of background to how the club throw works. The track is fantastic though. Wet or dry, it's quick.
I was going to say, in fairness to the athletes, the weather did brighten up a little bit earlier on, and they dealt really well with the conditions that have been thrown at them, because we've gone from one extreme to the other. We've gone from 30-odd degrees earlier in these Paralympic Games to all of a sudden going down to 20 and under, and lashing down rain where they've had to do the throwing events. So they've all dealt with it really well. The wheelchair events on the track, when the rain came down over the past 48 hours, they've had issues out there, the people who couldn't get their grip on their wheels to be able to push themselves forward. Problems with water going into people's faces behind. They're all used to this. They all train for it. It's part and parcel of it. But they've dealt with it extremely well. And we've still seen Paralympic records and world records tumble along the last couple of days, despite the weather.
Yes, if you only train when it's fine, you're going to get caught out eventually. And women's long jump going to lead off the program. That's the T20, followed by the F51 club throw. The club throw is an event for F31, F32 and F51. First contested in 1984 for the men. It's been in and out of the Paralympic program for the women, but fortunately at the moment it's in, and we hope it stays in.
Well, the Dutch there will be hoping on Marleen van Gansewijk on the first track final of the night. Gold over 200 metres. They'll be hoping she can make it a double over 100 metres as well. She'll come up against some stiff competition. There's also Fleur Jong, who's won gold in the long jump, and Kimberly Alcmeida, who took bronze in the 200 metres for the Dutch hopes in that one. Three of them going, and surely they can pick up a medal of some variety.
Action due to get underway at 7 p.m. local time. We're a couple of minutes away from that. Of course, the marathon competitors on Sunday morning early will appreciate it if it's a bit cool, but they won't like it if it's raining. So somewhere in the middle is what they'd like. T20 long jump. World records held by Karolina Kucharczyk of Poland. 6:21. And the Paralympic record she holds goes all the way back to 2012. Good strong field of 10 in this one. Portugal, Russian Paralympic Committee, Poland, Turkey, the Netherlands, Croatia, Brazil all have athletes in this one. Ana Felipe of Portugal, she's 22 years of age, third at the 2017 World Championships and ninth in Rio. Irina Potekina from Nizhny Novgorod performed at this year's European Championships, coming 10th. Second of the Portuguese athletes, Claudia Santos from Lisbon, with the best of 5:21. And a pretty warm favourite for this one is the Polish jumper Karolina Kucharczyk. She's 30 years of age now, won in London, silver in Rio. Fatma Altin, both the Turkish competitors, she and Ezra Bayrak, are from the town of Samsun. Razima from the Netherlands. Best of 5:31. Here is Ezra Bayrak. Fifth in the 2017 World Championships and 2019. There's another athlete who could threaten in this one, Mikola Rostowski. Won in Rio with the jump of 5:79, which remains her personal best. Jardania Filia Barbosa da Silva, first major competition for her at 17 years of age. Alexandra Rushkina from Kaliningrad with the best jump of 5:69 career. So they've been expecting some rain, I think. They've brought out some shelter for the athletes. Had some great long jump competitions, sometimes decided by the last jump or two. So it will be Ana Felipe of Portugal, first to go. Just ticked past 7 p.m. It's interesting, the Paralympic record was not broken in Rio. Kucharczyk still owns it at 6 meters. but her world record is 6:21. So with an intellectual impairment, the T20 category. Competition is underway now with Ana Felipe of Portugal. Wish all the athletes well this evening. She's got the green light from the officials and we're underway. Hits the front edge of the board and she'll have a measurement in the book. It's always a confidence booster at the start. If you begin with a couple of fouls, then you put yourself under enormous pressure. That's Felipe, who has a best of 5:49, and that was done this year, in fact. A few drops of rain on our camera lens and a 5:01. Not too bad to start. Irina Potikina jumped 5:33 at the World Championships 2 years ago and has a 5:38 to her credit. Very calm conditions, ideal as long as it's not raining too hard. Pretty handy position on the board from Potikina. Looks up to see the white flag. She'd have been confident that was the case. Really no change of stride there. The run-up was well executed for Potikina. She's just the second jumper, but that should be out near 5 meters. Well, she's 2 centimeters short of Felipe. Claudia Santos, 32 years of age. She's got a fair bit of experience behind her. Third at the 2015 World Championships. 5 minutes 15 she jumped there and a PB of 5:21. Having a bit of a stroll around, getting herself together physically and with the right positive approach. Now she's ready to go. Oh, Santos, that was close. Is that fair or foul? It's okay. It's very close. Pretty quick on the runway. Just not a lot of height there. Oh, she made maximum use of the board, that's for sure. Officials had a good hard look at that one. We've had jumps of 5:01 and 4:99 from our first two competitors. Santos 4:82. A little disappointed, I'd suggest. All right, one of our favourites, Karolina Kucharczyk of Poland. Gold medalist in London, silver in Rio. Had a baby boy in 2017, took a little bit of time off, obviously, but was very keen to get back at it. She was not pleased to have only won silver in Rio. Kucharczyk. Oh, she's way behind the board. Lots of improvement to come if she can find it. A little anxious to start. Doesn't matter how much experience you've had on this stage. See, she didn't even have a toe on the board. But she is a superior jumper to the first three who've gone. 5.87. That's not too bad considering she didn't even hit the board. That's very good. So she has the lead. Fatma Damla Altın of Turkey next to go. Personal best of 5.38. Altın of Turkey. She's got out past 5 meters. She might be in second place. It was barely 5 meters, but Felipe of Portugal's got a 5.01. 5.87 for Kacacic, and Altın digs herself a fair hole on landing there. It's a messy, wet sand that the athletes have had to put up with in the long jump, and a 5.01, same as Felipe. Salima Rozema of the Netherlands, been competing since 2007, mainly at a minor level. We don't have too many competition results to tell you about with Salima. She does have a PB of 5.31. I'm going to have a guess and say those pink socks are lucky socks. Just a bit short of 5 meters. Contact with the board was okay. Slightly quickened and shortened last stride into the board, endeavouring to get up high. On a 4.67, leaves her in 6th place early in the competition, first round. I think the Dutch are always looking for ways to make their orange uniform more and more orange. Ezra Bayrak of Turkey. Just put a bit of time and effort into that hair, looking good. One of 9 children. Fourth at the European Championships this year. Bayrak of Turkey. Oh, she might have been over the board. She was. Looked a pretty good jump, actually. Just pull it back a few centimeters. I think she knew. Not to worry. You got 2 more, at least. 10 in this one. Top 8 to progress to a second lot of 3 jumps. Very easy running style, hasn't she? Now, here's the big rival for Kacacic, Michaela Rostowski of Croatia, the city of Pula. She won Rio with a jump of 5.79 and was 3rd in London. Rostowski. She's got a good build for a jumper. So long, lean, quick. She's chasing a 5.87 from Kacacic first up. A little bit back of the board, as was Kacacic. What we've seen so far, they're clearly the better jumpers in the field. And 5.38. About half a metre behind the Pole Kacacic. Jardinia Felix Barbosa da Silva. First major competition for the 17-year-old. Hope she's not too intimidated and can give us a couple of good jumps. She has a PB of 5.18. It's as though she's carrying a slight concern around the right knee and thigh. Barbosa da Silva hits the board okay and is out past 5 metres. Actually, if that's fair, that's a big PB. Surely, that's well past 5.18. Let's check where she lands again. Or maybe I was being a bit optimistic on her behalf. But it's around her best. So get a boost from it if it is. 5.29, yes, 11 centimetres further than her personal best. Great start. Time to head to the track.
And there are 5 track finals this evening. The first of them should be a cracker. The women's 100 metres T64. There are 3 different record categories in this one. T44, T62 and T64. T44s for the lower limb without a prosthesis. 62s to 64s. Lower limbs with a prosthesis affected by the limb deficiency and leg length difference. Fleur Yong is a T62, so more impairments than the 64. She's won gold in 2021 at the Europeans, and she's won gold in the long jump here. Sophie Kamlisch did have the Paralympic record until Marleen van Gansenwinkel broke it in the heat. Andres Barrio, 35 years of age. She's authored a children's book, so multi-talented. She's also a T62. Beatrice Hatz, in 2018, she was named High School Track Athlete of the Year by US Paralympics. Happy birthday to her coach. Irmgard Ben Suzanne holds the world and Paralympic records at the T44 category. She was silver in the 200 metres here at these Paralympic Games. Marleen van Gansenwinkel took gold in that 200 metres. She broke the Paralympic record of T64s in the heat. She also holds the world record as well. The third of the Dutch, Kimberly Alkemade, bronze in the 200 metres and bronze in 2009 as well. Marissa Papakonstantinou, who wants to be a broadcaster.
Watch out for our jobs, doesn't it?
I was in silence. So there's the field. Fleur Yong, the European champion, goes into Andres Barrio, Ben Suzanne, Alkemade, Papakonstantinou, Van Gansenwinkel, gold in the 200, Hatz and Kamlisch. There is Yong. Wasn't the greatest of heats for Fleur Yong, in fairness. She'll be looking to improve on that time. 3 Dutch to go. Alkemade was the second just a moment ago. And there's the world record holder and Paralympic record holder in the T64s, Marleen van Gansenwinkel. On the outside, the former Paralympic record holder in the T64 category, Sophie Kamlisch, who was 4th in 2016. Van Gansenwinkel will go into it as favourite. But pressure does strange things sometimes.
Come on, let's go!
So Yong in 2, Andres Barrio in 3, Ben Suzanne 4, Alkemade 5, Papakonstantinou in 6, Van Gansenwinkel 7, Hatz in 8, and Kamlisch in lane 9. They get away fine as well, and Van Gansenwinkel gets away, but quickest of all is Ben Suzanne over in lane 4. It's Irmgard Ben Suzanne. Van Ganzenwinkel's catching her. Van Ganzenwinkel on the line. It gets it from Ben Suzanne. A new Paralympic record for Marleen Van Ganzenwinkel. She's broken it for the second time at these Paralympic Games. Irmgard Ben Suzanne has come second and picked up a silver medal to go with the silver she picked up in the 200 metres. And Fleur Jong, she was disappointing perhaps in the heats, has just missed out on the medal because Marissa Papaconstantinou, a lifetime best for the Canadian in 13:07. Look at the joy in her face. Well, we said she wants to be a broadcaster. At the moment, she's a top-class athlete. Van Ganzenwinkel, Ben Suzanne, and the lady on the right, Papaconstantinou of Canada. I don't think she can believe it. She's won a bronze medal at the Paralympics, but the lady in the middle has won the gold. Well, Ben Suzanne broke quickest of all. The T44 athlete. Van Ganzenwinkel picked her up, broke the Paralympic record, and Irmgard Ben Suzanne has broken the Paralympic record in the T44 category as well. So 2 Paralympic records in the one race. 3 different categories taking part. That's tight for the bronze, isn't it? Young with a much better performance, but can't get among the medals. That lady's among them again. Marleen Van Ganzenwinkel, T64 Paralympic record of 12.78 seconds. Irmgard Ben Suzanne has broken the T44 Paralympic record. Wonderful start from Ben Suzanne. The T44s always get a better start, but when those blades get going for the T62s to 64s, and they wind up, Van Ganzenwinkel just that. Having a sneaky look across at the time. Her friend, Fleur Jong, they train together. They've got the same coach, come through the system together. It's Van Ganzenwinkel who takes the gold, though. Dutch delight for Marleen Van Ganzenwinkel. So a Paralympic record of 12.78 for Marleen Van Ganzenwinkel in the T64 category. Irmgard Ben Suzanne, T44 Paralympic record, and a lifetime best for Marissa Papaconstantinou of Canada.
Stadium on standby for our first victory ceremony. It comes out of the earlier session today. It was an intriguing men's high jump, won ultimately by GB's Jonathan Broome-Edwards from India's Praveen Kumar, and then Maciej Lepiato of Poland. Lepiato, who'd won in London and Rio, and a 4-time world champion. Jonathan Broome-Edwards finally got the better of him.
President and Group CEO, Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group.
株式会社三井住友フィナンシャルグループ執行役社長
Accompanied by
続きまして井上明宏
Vice President of Japan Intellectual Disability Athletics Federations.
日本知的障害者陸上競技連盟副会長
Bronze medalist representing Poland.
銅メダリストポーランド
Maciej Lepiato.
It was a bit of a mixed bag for Lepiato. He came in at 188, cleared that easily, jumped 197, 201, cleared 204 at the first attempt, and then he was out at 207, but he has jumped 219. So not quite at his best today, but at 33, having 2 Paralympic gold medals behind him. Perhaps he's towards the back end of his career. Only he knows what he's going to do. He's still pleased, though, with that bronze medal.
Representing India, Kumar.
Now, Kumar, he was a revelation, really. Jumped 2:01 at the second attempt, 2:04 at the first. His PB coming in was 2 meters and 5. Well, he got over 2:07 at the second attempt. 2:10 was a bridge too far. Not by any means a tall man, at least not next to his 2 rivals today, but he's all technique and it's all good.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing Great Britain.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオン英国
Jonathan Broome-Edwards.
Too often, he feels, runner-up to the great Pole Lappiato, second in the 2015 and 17 Worlds, second in Rio. But he started knocking on the door with a win at the World Championships 2 years ago with a 2:02, and today clearing 2 meters 10. The day belonged to Jonathan Broome-Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Great Britain.
皆様英国国歌の演奏です。
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
皆様パラリンピックメダリストです。
Well, Jonathan Broome-Edwards can make a case to say he's taken over from Lappiato, now the world champion and Paralympic champion, and Praveen Kumar at 18 years of age, a new man to watch in this event. But in the intervening hours between the competition and right now, I bet that smile hasn't been far from his face. He was very, very well pleased with the outcome. Women's javelin throw, F46. Holly Robinson holds the world record, Paralympic record. Holly Arnold. Let's have a look at the field with athletes coming from Germany. Papua New Guinea's Nelly Ruth Lever is here. The 2 Hollies, Arnold and Robinson, from Great Britain and New Zealand. Also Sierra Leone represented. Eleven in the field. Algeria, Grenada. Anyway, Liz Pedersen from Germany with a PB of 34.96. Lever has also competed in international para badminton out of Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea. Born in Grimsby but lives in Wales. Moved there to get some better coaching opportunities. Joanne Faith Jackson only took up the sport this year. From Belgrade, Serbia, Sokolov with 6 in Rio, 2nd in the European Championships this year. Holly Robinson, born in Christchurch, lives in Dunedin. Maria Gill with the best of 42.45. Just 19 is Huang Yiji. Thrower on the rise, I think, is Huang. Roda from Amstelveen in the Netherlands. Won the European Championships this year. Shona Charles won an event called the Desert Challenge in Arizona. Achura Bukufa with the best of 33.79. All the best to the field in the Javelin F46. So Holly Robinson of New Zealand holds the world record. Was set in Sydney 2 years ago, 45.73. Rushkina, first attempt the long jump. Coming up the left side of the runway, hits the board okay. Steps aside. And should be looking to split Kucharczyk and Rostowski, the early leaders here. Rushkina. A 5.24. Good start. Back to the top of the order, and Felipe of Portugal. Started with a 5.01. Oh, that's better. Has a best of 5.49. Found a good spot on the board. Decent lift. Really reaching for the stars. Up go the arms, and a better jump. Certainly from Felipe. Yes, a 5.16. Up into 5th spot. In this field of 10. Kucharczyk was well short of the board with her first jump of 5.87. If she finds it, she'll be out to 6 meters. Just like that. That's interesting. If it is 6 meters, that she owns the Paralympic record, which is exactly that. Set in London, 2012. She was so upset about not winning in Rio, where she felt she was in the right condition to do it. 6 meters it is, and equaling the Paralympic record, that as soon as possible after the birth of her son, she wanted to be back into it with her eye firmly on Tokyo. Rostowski started with a 5.38. Not really close to the 6 meter mark, is it? And Kucharczyk is starting to clear away from her. Third of the way through the competition for them. 5.39. So we know that these jumpers will get 6 attempts. Barbosa de Silva, probably likewise. She's jumped an area record of 5:29 with her first. Was involved in taekwondo and football before coming to athletics. In fact, it was a nasty football injury that led to her impairment. You don't want to be listening to the other coach. Listen to yours. 5:29. Again. Men's 400, here we go.
T62 men's 400 final. Second final of the evening. 5 in total. Johannes Floors, the world record holder. There is no Paralympic record for this category as yet because it was created after Rio 2016. So whoever wins in this one will be the Paralympic record holder as well. Field of 8 going. Johannes Floors, fastest this year. Olivier Hendricks, the European champion, will go from the Netherlands. The youngster of 18 years of age will go up against that man there. Floors has run 47.68 this year. That world record time of 45.78 set in Dubai 2 years ago. Nick Rogers of the United States of America took bronze in 2019 at the Worlds. He'll be in lane 5. Mofokeng of South Africa, his first Paralympic Games in 2016. He founded a football club for children with impairments. Daniel Duplessis just missed out in the medal in Dubai in 4th position there. And inside of him in lane 7, Hunter Woodhall, silver in 2015 and 17. He took bronze in Rio in 2016. The man who's already won bronze over 100 metres here, Johannes Floors, the world record holder, world champion in 2017 and in 2019. And also has won 2 European titles. Nick Rogers, 5th in 2016, bronze in Dubai a couple of years ago. And here's the European champion, Olivier Hendricks, just 18 years of age, 49.18, his lifetime best set this year when taking that title. Yannis Septikalis, the first of 2 Greeks. He was 7th in Dubai. And the man who was 4th in the long jump took bronze in 2018 at the Europeans, Stylianos Malakopoulos. So 1 complete circuit of this wonderful stadium. There'll be Mofokeng in 9, Duplessis in 8, Woodhall in 7, Floors in 6, Rogers in 5, Hendricks, whose idol is Hunter Woodhall, will go in 4, Septikalis in 3, and Malakopoulos in 2. And away they go in the men's 400 metres T62 final, the first time this has been run at the Paralympic Games. And Johannes Floors has got out very quickly along with Hunter Woodhall in the back straight. They've gone way past Mofokeng at his first Paralympic Games, the South African, and also working his way up nicely on the inside and unseen by most is Olivier Hendricks, the 18-year-old from the Netherlands. But it's Johannes Floors who's out in front at the moment, being chased by Hendricks and Woodhall, who's in 2nd position. But it's Johannes Floors as they fly around into the home straight. Floors is out in front. It's Woodhall in 2nd place, being chased down by Hendricks, but way out in front is Johannes Floors. It'll just be a case of seeing what the time's going to be as he powers across the line. 45.86 seconds, so he's just outside his world record, but that will be a new Paralympic record for the man from Germany who celebrates with Ben Suzanne, who's there to give him the flag. Hendricks, the 18-year-old, picked up a lifetime best, finishing in the silver medal position. There he is there. And Hunter Woodall of the USA in the background picks up the bronze medal with a season best for him. Well, joy for Hendricks as well. The youngster is the European champion. He's picked up a silver medal at the Paralympics. So Floors adds to his bronze in the 100 metres. The world champion becomes the Paralympic champion. All the effort, all the waiting, it's finally worth it. Congratulations all around. This is always wonderful to see. The joy of parasport is they all get on so well, despite it being an individual sport. 45.85 for Johannes Floors. The Netherlands pick up another medal through Hendricks with a silver, and Hunter Woodall of the United States takes himself a bronze. Just after that, by the way, in fourth place, Mofiken, a new African record for him. Septa Carlos in fifth, a lifetime best. In sixth, Nick Rogers, a season best. Duplessis, and then Malakopoulos, who came down the bottom in eighth position, a lifetime best for him. But it was Johannes Floors, and there were absolutely no flaws in him at all. The man from Leverkusen made his debut back in 2015. He's also won silver and bronze medals in para-swimming at the 2010 World Junior Championships in the Czech Republic. So he's multi-talented. He's a Paralympic champion in athletics. Irmgard Ben Suzanne, who picked up silver in the women's 100 metres T64 final just before that, is out to celebrate with her compatriot. 45.85, a new Paralympic record for Johannes Floors. He wins the men's 400 metres T62. Well, he's just cruising there. His ambition was to win a gold medal at these Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. He's done that, and also collected a bronze in the 100. So Johannes Floors, 45.85 takes it. Hendricks with a lifetime best takes a silver, the 18-year-old, and Hunter Woodall picks up a bronze medal for the United States of America.
We're looking at the long jump, and Alexandra Rushkina from Kaliningrad. And sitting in second place. Second at the European Championships with a 5.59. It's close to her PB of 5.69. The woman in the sights at the moment is Kucharczyk, who leads the event. And a 5.49. Almost zero wind. Here is Kucharczyk with a third attempt. New Paralympic record, or equaled it with a second. And again, she's just a bit back of the board and throws some sand into the pit. Not so pleased. She's very harsh on herself. The head was down a little bit too. That's all right. She's got a healthy lead. She's the only one to get near 6 metres so far. 5:49 is the next best from Rushkina. Ezra Bayrak of Turkey. A foul and then 4:89. That's better if it's fair. She's very close to fouling, but that one's all right. Well, she had nothing left on the board. That's about as good as she can do there. And this will be better. Bayrak. Trying to get close to the medals. 5:37.
Back to the track we go. The men's 200 metres T61 final. And there'll be 5 to go in this one. Ntendu Malango, the world record set in 2019 by the South African in Knotville in Switzerland.
Let's meet the 5 athletes. First of all, on Paralympic debut for USA.
2 from the USA going in this one. The Army veteran at his first Paralympic Games, Luis Poites.
Lane 7, world bronze medalist for Germany.
Ali Lassine, second fastest this year, behind Malango, who holds that world record. Bronze in 2019, silver in the 2018 Europeans before that. Regis Woods, he was 6th in 2016 in Rio and 4th, just missing out on a medal in 2017 in London. Richard Whitehead won gold in 2012 in London, gold in 2016 as a T42. He's won 4 world championships and 2 European championships. Richard Whitehead goes in 6th. And the world record holder, world champion, took silver in 2016 as a T42, Ntando Malango.
That's 200 metres T61 final. Athletes heading around to the starts.
So Malango, you may remember him. In 2018 was reclassified as a T61 from a T42. He starred in a quite wonderful documentary called Rising Phoenix about the Paralympics and leading up to the Rio Paralympic Games in 2016. The world record holder from South Africa. Fastest in the field this season. Richard Whitehead, twice a Paralympic champion. We'll go in lane 6. Regis Woods, we've already seen him at these Paralympic Championships. And it'll be interesting to see how the man who picked up bronze in 2019 in the Worlds on the left of the screen there in the yellow top, Ali Lassine, gets on. There he is, on cue. Silver in 2018, bronze in 2019, second fastest this year behind Malango. Richard Whitehead goes in 6. Malango goes in 5. Woods will go in lane 4, and his fellow American, Poites, will go in lane 3. Men's 200 metres, T61 final. 5 will go, 1 will become the Paralympic champion. 2 from Great Britain, 2 from the USA, and in the middle, the South African. So the world record, 23:03. You'll notice with these athletes that some of them take a little bit of time to wind up, and once they get going, they absolutely fly down the last 100 metres. It's Richard Whitehead out in front, who leads Ntando Malango of South Africa, the world record holder. It's Whitehead who leads at the moment. Malango's pinning him down. It's Malango who's going to take it. Malango goes past Whitehead, and he wins in a time of 23.59 seconds. Well, Richard Whitehead was looking very strong until he got to about 50 metres to go. And that man there, Ntando Malango, picks up a Paralympic gold medal. 23.59. Whitehead ran a season best. Lassine ran a season best as well. It's a North American record for Portis, who finished in 4th position. So lifetime best, season best. Woods in 5th has also picked up a season best. Congratulations all round from Whitehead to Malango. And the world champion, Malango, has become the Paralympic champion. Well, joy for the South Africans in the crowd. Joy for that man, Malango. Whitehead got away quickest of all, but Malango had him in his sights. Ntando Malango, Paralympic champion, 23.59 seconds in the men's 200 metres T61. But Whitehead gets away there and goes straight past Ali Lassine of Germany. And at that point, he's out by a couple of metres, but Malango from lane 5 on the inside of Whitehead had it all to do, but he did just that. And with around 50 metres to go, he blasted past the double Paralympic champion, Whitehead. And Malango, by about 5 metres, takes it. Look at the determination on his face. He can see the finishing line, he can see the glory, and he can see the gold medal. Second gold medal of these Paralympic Games for Ntando Malango after winning gold in the long jump men's T63 category. His nickname is Blades. Fairly obvious, that one. 2016, he made his international debut. Took up para-athletics in 2015 in Pretoria.
It's just great to see the camaraderie between them, and there's real artwork on those prostheses of Malango. And just bounding to the line, he was much too good in the end. But I'm really enjoying the spirit between the athletes. It's none better than in this race.
And there's an example of it. Richard Whitehead beaten, but full of praise for the 19-year-old. Malango makes it a double gold at these Paralympics, winning the long jump and now the 200 metres. Whitehead takes silver, and Lassine of Germany with the bronze.
Looking at the javelin now, Holly Arnold. And she's going to have a great battle, it's thought, with Holly Robinson of New Zealand. We've got the world record holder and Paralympic record holder, Holly Robinson and Holly Arnold. And with a 39.05, Arnold is the early leader. They can both go bigger, though. Saska Sokolov. A 26-year-old from Belgrade. Seems to have a very light hold on the javelin as she hurls it into the night. and 33.85. More track action.
Well, not a final, this one. This a heat, women's 200 metres T12. This the medium visual impairment class. There's 3 heats to go in this. Amara Durand will go in the 3rd of those heats. This one will see Oksana Peterchik go, who won silver in the 2008 and 2016 Paralympic Games. She's already taken a silver here in the 100 and the 400. The Ukrainian Oksana Peterchik in lane 7. Nagore Folgado Garcia, 17 years of age, will go in lane 5. And Viral Hernandez, he was 4th over 400 metres here and 5th in the 100. Silver at the Pan Americans in 2019, will go from lane 1. So it'll just be the first place who goes through. And then after the 3 heats, we'll find the next fastest across it who miss out to go through to the final. So it's Venezuela's Viral Hernandez in lane 1. Folgado Garcia of Spain in 5 on her Paralympic Games debut. And Oksana Peterchik of Ukraine in lane 7. Women's 200 metres, T12, medium visual impairment.
Just while we're resetting on that, we have...
Well, they're just going to reset. All 3 running with guides in the medium visual impairment category. You do have the option of not running with a guide, but these 3 are. And if you've never seen para-athletics and athletes running with guides before, they run with a tether which goes around the hand of the athlete and the guide. About 30 centimetres in width between them, holding onto it. Must stay tethered the whole way. Must stay within the 2 lanes, and the athlete must finish ahead of the line before the guide, and there can be no helping of the athlete along and pulling them along. That will be disqualification. So they'll reset, get themselves into position. The guide will help the athlete into position. The tether will be set, as you can see there. Wonderful camera work to see that. And then they're off. And they are away. And Peterchik gets away very well indeed. And also Folgado Garcia in lane 5 is looking very strong. On the inside, Viral Hernandez, who picked up that 4th place in the 400 metres, is blasted around that bend there, but it is the experience of Oksana Peterchik. 36 years of age, 23.65 her lifetime best. She goes across in a time of 24.85. Viral Hernandez picks up the 2nd place, and the youngster Folgado Garcia in 3rd position. Season best time of 24.85 seconds for Peterchik, and she'll be happy with that. The smile on her face, I think, says it all. So she got away quick. Folgado Garcia also looked really good. Not as long as the 400 metres this race, but there's still a bit of tactics involved. And when you're running from the outside as well, you can't know exactly what's happening from the inside at the beginning. But Peterchik was out in front, and she looked solid, she looked smooth, and she looked remarkably comfortable there to take the win. Very experienced 2 silvers here already in the 100 and the 400. She's been around since 2008 in the Paralympics. This is her 4th Paralympic Games. And she's a teacher normally. She's taught the rest of the field in that one. Peterchik goes through 24.85 in the opening heat.
Long jump continues. T20. Rostowski. She's having a bit of a struggle in this event. We expected a bit more from her. She's sitting back in 3rd position at the moment, and she is the defending Paralympic champion. Has a best of 5.79, and she's well away from that. It's the best so far today, 5.45. Looks a little frustrated. Felix Barbosa da Silva back in 5th. Opened up with a 5.29, which was an original record. Hits the board hard and fast, but doesn't get a lot of elevation. And I think she'll be staying in 5th position for now. .525. 2 lots of 5.29 to open it up for her. 5.45 we've just seen from Rostowski. She was right on the end of the board with that one. Bit of a bonus, but something still not quite happening for her. In the second round, Kucharczyk, her big rival, jumped 6 meters to equal the Paralympic record. Since then, Rostowski has seen Rushkina go past her. 5.46, she's just stuck in the mid 5.40s there. Alexandra Rushkina had a 5.49 in the second round, a leap into 2nd position. Rushkina, 2nd at the World Championships 2 years ago, 2nd at the European Championships this year, with similar jumps of 5.62 and 5.59. She's around that 5.50 area today. Retaining 2nd place.
Second heat in the women's 200 metres T12. Medium visual impairment category. There were 4 that will go in this one. Just first, will qualify through to the final. Dana Kulinic Sorokina, the European champion, will go in lane 5 in this. Viviane Ferreira Suarez, who was 6th in the 100 metres here. She was 5th in 2019 in the world, and she was bronze in the 2019 Pan American Games from Brazil. From the RPC, Ana Kulinic Sorokina, 5th in the Javelin at these Paralympic Games. European champion from this year. Dalinas de Cruz Severino from the Dominican Republic, just missing out on the medal in the 100 meters, finishing in 4th position. And 20-year-old Liang Yanfen, who did take a medal in that 100 meters. It was bronze. From China, she'll go in lane 1. So just 1 to go through, and the cutoff time for whoever finishes in 2nd place at the moment is 25.86 seconds. So only the winner will qualify for the final, and then it will be the next fastest across the 3 heats, with this being the 2nd of them. Tether being set between guide and athlete. Hands in place. And only then will the starter get ready. And ready they are. They head off there. And they're all looking fairly settled at the moment. Around the outside there, the Brazilian Viviane Ferreira Soares is looking very strong, and through the middle, as you would expect, Anna Kulinic-Sorokina, the 29-year-old, her lifetime best is 24.73 seconds. On the inside, De La Cruz Severino of the Dominican Republic is fighting back, but it's going to be the RPC athlete Kulinic-Sorokina who takes it. She'll move through to the final. Season best time of 25.38. And De La Cruz Severino in a time of 25.79 at this stage will be in the qualification position for the lucky loser. Season best for Liang and Ferreira Soares in 3rd and 4th, but that lady there in the white and blue of the Russian Paralympic Committee took the victory. Darlenis De La Cruz Severino, the 20-year-old Dominican Republic runner, looked in a good position, but there's too much experience there from the 29-year-old Anna Kulinic-Sorokina. Just knew exactly what to do. Has been running at this level since 2011, so 10 years worth of experience. Coached by Vasily Chershnev. And looking very calm and relaxed indeed. We'll have a wonderful final in this. So 25.38 is the qualification time for Kulinic-Sorokina. De La Cruz Severino at this stage would go through as the lucky loser. 1 heat left to go.
Things are warming up at the long jump, the T20. Kucharczyk, a London gold medalist. She jumped exactly 6 meters. That seems to be her landing spot today too. She equaled her Paralympic record in the 2nd round with exactly 6 meters. She's not quite at her best, but nor is anyone else. We've got an area record for Barbosa da Silva of Brazil, but she's back in 5th position. Kucharczyk not being seriously challenged at the moment. And a 6:03. Now it's an improvement on that Paralympic record, which she equaled. So now she's bettered it by 3 centimeters. Jardinia Felix Barbosa da Silva. Again, there's that familiar technique of lots of pace. A jump that just has you wanting to find a bit more height. The speed is certainly there. Shortening up. Make sure she finds the board. Then the head goes up. So 5:29 jumped twice as a new area record for Brazil.
Third and final heat in the women's 200 metres T12 medium visual impairment category. And it will see Amara Duran, the Paralympic champion, world record and Paralympic record holder, will go in this one. Lifetime best of 23:03, that world record set in Doha at the World Championships in 2015. Catila Teodoro of Brazil will go in lane 7. Brother Kesley competed at the 2016 Paralympic Games. In lane 5 from Cuba, already gold over the 100 and 400, not beaten in over a decade. 7 Paralympic Games golds and 11 World Championship golds. She is Amara Duran. In lane 3, Alejandra Paulo Perez Lopez, her Paralympic Games debut. Bronze in the 400 metres, disqualified in the 100, but her twin sister Linda Patricia won T11 gold over 100 metres. Alba Garcia Faligan, another of the Spanish youngsters, 19 years of age. She was bronze at the European Championships in Bydgoszcz. This her Paralympic Games debut. So Duran looking to maintain her push for a 3rd gold medal at the Paralympic Games. Garcia Faligan of Spain will go in lane 1. Perez Lopez of Venezuela in 3. Duran of Cuba in 5. And Teodoro of Brazil in lane 7. And away they jump. And Duran is already up on the outside shoulder of Teodoro and has gone past her there. So Duran has the lead as they come around with 100 metres remaining, and she's a good 10 to 15 metres out in front. The question is she going to want to make a run for the world record or the Paralympic record, or just save some for the final? She heads across the line, 23.40 seconds. So she takes the win. Season best time. And eases on through. The question now for the remainders is where are they going to finish as far as qualification goes? Well, 25.32 for Perez Lopez. That's a lifetime best. And that should be good enough to send her through to the final. Duran was really quick through that first 50 metres or so. Teodoro was already looking at the back of her before they even got to the 100 metre mark. Perez Lopez did her best. Lifetime best for her, in fact. But the great Cuban, the queen of speed, goes through first. It appears the only person who can beat Amara Duran at the moment is Amara Duran. So much practice and effort that goes into it. The guide as well, Junio Kindelan Vargas.
Got javelin for the F46 category, Holly Robinson of New Zealand. Up against her fierce rival, Holly Arnold of Great Britain. They're the two form throwers in this competition. Robinson not especially happy just yet. Out towards 40 metres, but a fair bit short of it. And 37.46 as a starter for Robinson. Noel Roda of the Netherlands. Won the European Championships this year with a 39.72. Roda, whose nickname is Nut, which means nut, given to her by her mother when she saw her running up some sandhills for fitness. Thought it was a crazy thing to do, so, and the Nut stuck, so that is her nickname. Noel Nut Roda. She's a pretty good thrower. Robinson again, 37.46 to start. We're compressing these throws, obviously. And that's a bit closer to 40. The problem, as it often is Holly Arnold, who's just thrown a little bit further than Robinson so far today. Arnold opened up with a 39.05. 38.68. Certainly can be done from there. Murillo Gil of Venezuela. Started with a 35.02, can throw a lot further. And has done. Released it a good 3 or 4 meters back from the line. Quite cautious in a run-up. And a 38.33. Oh, that's a huge improvement.
Mara Duran goes through quickest in the women's 200 metres T12 medium visual impairment category. As she chases down an 8th Paralympic gold. Perez Lopez of Venezuela, a lifetime best, has seen her qualify through as the fastest qualifier who missed out on the win. So the final will look like this. Duran, Baterchik, Perez Lopez and Kulinic Sorokina are the 4 into it. More action in the 200 metres on the track. The opening heat of the men's 200 metres T37 category. Coordination impairment. Andre Verdoven, the world record holder, will go in heat 2. In the opening one, well, take your pick here. Charles du Toit, who was the world champion in 2017. Pernomo, the Asian champion. Okopinski, silver medalist in the 2018 Europeans, and that man there, he set a world record winning the 100 metres. He took silver in the 400 metres. This is his first time at 200 metres in a major championship. Vittorio Antonio de Jesus, who was silver in Doha in 2019. Sherman Kobasov, who's taken bronze over 400 metres. And Charles du Toit, gold in 2017 at the Worlds. First time in 200 metres for him at the Paralympic Games. Du Toit won gold over 100 and 400 at 2016. Nick Mayhew, his lifetime best, is 22.80 seconds. Only De Jesus of Brazil has better at 22.77. The first 3 will go through automatically. And away they are, and expect this to be rather quick because Nick Mayhew doesn't mess around and jog through for the finish line. He makes sure of the result. It's Mayhew who's out in front. Inside him, it's De Jesus and Kobosov, who took bronze over 400 metres, but it's the man who won gold in the world record time in the 100 metres. He took silver in the 400, and he's going through pretty easily in this one, and a new world record. Well. I told you he doesn't hang around. He wants to make sure of the result, and every time he runs, he wants to make sure it's the quickest possible. And 22.26, he's broken the mark from Andre Verdovin by 3, or more than that. He's broken it by a good 0.3 of a second. Well, that's incredible. A heat, straight through. Kobosov in second position from the RPC, and Panomo takes the third automatic qualification in a lifetime best for him, but a world record of 22.26 for Nick Mayhew of the United States of America. He took a world record in the 100 metres. He had to settle for silver in the 400, but in the 200, he went out like lightning. He's only been in para-athletics for a couple of years. Turned to his coach when he was playing football and thought, I can do that. Started para-athletics and sets a world record in the heat. In the 200 metres T37 category at the Paralympics in Tokyo 2020. He's still got the final to come. He's a character, is Nick Mayhew. He's being coached by his brother Thomas, so I suspect he might be rather hard on him, but it's paying results. So a world record of 22.26 for Nick Mayhew. Kobosov and Panermo go through as well as the top three.
I thought and hoped we might get through this one without rain, but it's back. Noel Roorda of the Netherlands has managed to split the two favourites, Arnold and Robinson. She is throwing well, out towards 40. That's the front of the javelin, resting against a forehead there, and a big throw from Roorda. It's a quiet, sort of composed throw, no big roar from her, despite her name, and a 38.99. Holly Arnold fouled with a second, opened with a very good 39.05. Well, it's just in the 37s, isn't it? Again, some nice decal work on that prosthesis with the British flag worked into it. Disappointed with 37.37.
The second heat in the men's 200 metres T37, and the now former world record holder, Andre Verdovin, will go in this one. Just seen Nick Mayhew take his mark, the Russian Paralympic Committee athlete who will go in lane 7, but he is the world and European champion. Al Nakli, 21 years of age from Saudi Arabia, will go in lane 8. Verdovin, I wonder what's going through his mind, having just lost that world record. Reigning world champion and European champion. He's won silver in the 100 and gold in the 400 here. Luis da Costa of Brazil, 19 years of age. He was 5th in 2019 in Dubai. Impelaziri, who picked up silver in the long jump from Argentina. Kolkovsky, 4th in the 400. And Gomez de Monga, 5th in the 100. And inside in lane 2, David Pleitez, the PE student at the University of El Salvador, on his Paralympic Games debut. So Luis da Costa, lifetime best of 22.85. That will be good enough to beat the Paralympic record that was held before by Roman Kapranov. Now, Nick Mayhew has it. So away they jump in the coordination impairment, men's 200 metres, T37. It will be the first three who automatically go through as they round into the last 100 metres. And on the inside there, it's Gomes de Mendonça, who's looking strong from Brazil. And maybe not the Brazilian we thought might go well, but it is Verdovin on the outside who's just going to pip him on the line. He doesn't even bother in the end. He just holds up and lets the Brazilian head across. So he was fifth in the 100 metres, was Gomes de Mendonça. But that man there, Verdovin, is through. He may not have the world record anymore. And he'll be thinking about what he can do to get it back, perhaps in the final. So he's gone through with Brazilian in the inside lane, who was in lane 3. 2 100ths of a second in it, but they both go through. And Kotkowski will join them with a lifetime best. So de Mendonça in lane 3 was looking really solid. His compatriot Luis da Costa struggled somewhat. Verdovin came through towards the end, and Kotkowski, a lifetime best for him, picks up the 3rd position. So season bests and personal bests all round again. 27-year-old Andrei Verdovin from Dzhizhinsk in Russia. He has just about got it on the line there. Didn't make a difference because they'll both go through. Finished really strongly. Just wonder what he was thinking as he came into this, knowing his world record was gone. Perhaps a psychological blow for Nick Mayhew as they head to the final tomorrow. Verdovin is through though, 22.94 he qualifies. Lifetime best for Ricardo Gomes de Mendonça in 2nd. And Kotkowski of Poland also goes through. So what does that mean as to who goes through and missed out? Well, it's Al Nakli with a lifetime best, and Luis da Costa has gone through despite finishing in 5th position in that one. So quick heat, and he's through.
Let's have a look at how things have been panning out at the long jump with Rostowski. A little bit off her game today. The Rio gold medalist might have to settle for something a bit minor today. Jumping in the 540s. It's just not quite there, and the face gives it away, really. She's trying ever so hard. But Kucharczyk out around 6 metres. And another 5:45. She's just stuck in about 3rd gear, it feels like, Rostowski today. Not so Kucharczyk. Lovely pace on the runway, and it's a fair jump, but Kucharczyk looks like she's not going to have to find her very best to maybe claim this one today. And a 5:39 for Ryshkina. Now Kucharczyk, sorry, there was Ryshkina, who's in 2nd position. Now Kucharczyk. That's good. So Rushkina has wedged herself between Kachachik and Rostovsky, the two great rivals. They've won the last couple of Paralympic golds between them. A fairly heavy landing, wasn't it? But you're coming at pace and from a decent height. Don't think she likes to be disagreed with. I'm in front. What do you want? All right, we'll leave that for a second and go over to a very interesting javelin competition. It's the F46 Roda of the Netherlands. Shaping up as a battle in three: Holly Arnold, Holly Robinson and Noel Roorda. Great Britain, New Zealand and the Netherlands. A couple of very consistent throws there in the second and third rounds from Roorda.
Well, the track action keeps on coming thick and fast. The opening heat in the men's 100 metres T36 medium coordination impairment category. James Turner, the world record holder, will go in the opening heat. Muhammad Huzi of Malaysia will go in the second one, the Paralympic record holder. James Turner, the world champion, has won every major final. He's been in over 100, 200, 400 and 800. Almeida Ramos of Brazil, who was fourth in the long jump, will go in two. Turner, who has already won gold over 400 metres here, the world champion from 2019, will go in lane three. Next to him, Roman Pavlik of the Ukraine, Poland's Krzysztof Sierska. Chavez of Argentina, who's the Parapan American Games champion from 2019. Teng Pei Cheng, Paralympic Games debut, and Evgeny Chersinov, gold and long jump at these Paralympic Games. Also the European champion from 2016. But that man there, James Turner, will start as favourite. Looking to make it a double in this event, having won gold in the 400 metres. And the first three will qualify through to the final. Again, the two first fastest across the two heats will also go through. Well, the officials have just asked him to stand up there. The one on the left of your screen just put his hand up, so looks like the Brazilian in lane two, Almeida Ramos, just being spoken to. Issue with the hands. Well, they've been asked to move again. Builds a little to the suspense, doesn't it? When you're watching on. Green card shown. That's what we like to see. Don't want anyone going out unnecessarily. So we reset, and the first three will go through. Next two fastest across the two heats advance to the final. They jump and Turner gets away quick, as does Chavez, the Argentinian, out in lane 6. But it's James Turner who has it at the moment. Chavez is coming across, and also on the outside it is China's Deng, who has finished very quickly, but Turner has taken it. So it'll be Turner who goes through along with Chavez and Deng of China. Paralympic record of 11.87. Didn't even look like he worked up a sweat. So it doesn't matter about the conditions, the track is still fast. Deng's pipped it for second position and a new lifetime best for him. And Chavez, with a new South American record of 11.91. So that is the first heat. And there are records everywhere, including a Paralympic record to James Turner. He got away fast, as did Deng out in lane 7. Chavez, the 19-year-old youngster from Argentina, pushing through the middle. But James Turner, I think he's slightly pulled up there towards the end as well. So there's a bit more left in the tank for James Turner. And Mohamed Pouzi, who had the Paralympic record, will go up next. In fact, all three in that heat broke the Paralympic record previously, which was 12.07. They all came in under the 12-second mark. 1/100th of a second separating first and second. Turner takes it though. Deng with a lifetime best in second, and Chavez of Argentina, a lifetime best for him in third position, qualifying through.
There's no picking this Tokyo weather. We sat in between sessions in quite nice, dry, cloudy skies above us. And now it's raining again. The long jump, Kucharczyk has got this by the throat. Can't be beaten. And she's so hard to please, but also so hard to beat. Now there's a smile there. Kucharczyk has come back and done the job she set out to do after the disappointment of Rio, where she finished behind Rostowski and couldn't wait to get back into competition. She's had to wait the 5 years, of course, instead of the 4. She's only disappointed with the distance, not the outcome, because her 6.03 has got her the gold. She can jump 6.20. Her own world record is intact. And Michaela Rostowski settles for the bronze today. And Alexandra Rushkina, Russian Paralympic Committee athlete Rushkina, will get the silver. But Kucharczyk did edge ahead of her old Paralympic record of 6 meters with a 6.03 to take out the long jump T20. And we confirm it for you. She's won it by quite a margin, hasn't she? 54 centimeters ahead of Rushkina and Rostowski to collect the bronze. Impressive effort from Kucharczyk of Poland.
Well, we push on the track. The second heat of the men's 100 metres T36 medium coordination impairment category. And the former Paralympic record holder will go in this one. You had it until about 10 minutes ago, if that. Mohamed Pouzi of Malaysia, 11.87, his lifetime best. So Matsumoto of Japan will go in lane 2. Yang took silver in 2016 in Rio, will go in lane 3. Also the world champion in 2017. Evgeny Shvetsov in lane 4, and Mohamed Pouzi, the Paralympic champion and former Paralympic record holder, will go in lane 5 of Malaysia. Pereira da Silva of Brazil in 6, Litvinenko of Ukraine in 7, and Al Harasi of Oman in lane 8. So Shvetsov was the Paralympic champion in 2012 and the world champion in 2013, along with a couple of European championships, including one this year. .12.07 was the mark of that man there as the Paralympic record before it was broken by James Turner in the opening heat. So the first three will go through. The next two fastest across this, and the previous one will also go through. And it's Mohamed Pouzi, who's got out very quick with Yang Yi Fi, who took silver in 2016 behind Mohamed Pouzi. Mohamed Pouzi takes it. 12.07 is the time. He equalled what was his Paralympic record before. So a fast enough time, as we have an athlete in the background. Looks like Pereira da Silva. It is the Brazilian who's struggling somewhat with a leg injury. Mohamed Pouzi, though, a season best for him, season best for Yang. And Evgeny Shvetsov equalled his season best in third position at the guaranteed ones to go through. Rodrigo Pereira da Silva, he's going to walk down and finish, but he pulled up with an injury. You can just see him in the background there. It looks like a quad injury. Mohamed Pouzi does enough to take the win. So the same top two as it was in 2016. This one, though, in a heat, and he wants to finish. Does Rodrigo Pereira da Silva. He was bronze in 2016. He was bronze in the Worlds in 2017. And in fairness to him, he didn't want to have a did not finish next to his name. He's being helped out by the officials. He looks like he's in a bit of pain, but that is a mighty piece of work to get down and across the line. Credit to him. And you love seeing those type of things when someone just shows the sheer will to get across the line. It's not for a win, but he got there. And talking of getting there, Mohamed Pouzi, former Paralympic record holder, Paralympic champion. He takes the win and goes through along with Yang and along with the former Paralympic and world champion, the reigning European champion, in third place there, Shvetsov. Mohamed Pouzi takes it. Yang goes through in second, and Shvetsov of the RPC in third, those automatic qualification positions. Lifetime best for Matsumoto of Japan. So the final will look like this. Turner qualifies with a Paralympic record at the top. And Almeida Ramos and Evgeny Tursunov go through as the lucky losers. Women's 100-metre T64 victory ceremony. This is the first track final of the evening session in this quite wonderful Tokyo National Stadium. It was the Netherlands
The medals will be presented
who picked up the gold medal,
メダルの贈呈は
and they'll be handed out
Tim Reddish,
by our
CBA,
dignitaries in a moment.
governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee.
国際パラリンピック委員会理事
Accompanied by
続きまして井上明宏
Vice President of Japan Intellectual Disability Athletics Federations.
日本知的障害者陸上競技連盟副会長
Bronze medalist representing Canada,
銅メダリストカナダ
Marissa Papakonstantinou.
Marissa Papakonstantinou. She enjoyed playing football and basketball and then just fell in love with track athletics. Had her first running blade at the age of 12 and says she wants to compete in the Paralympic Games until 2028. So that will take in Paris in 24 and Los Angeles in 2028. She had some joy on her face when she realised she picked up a bronze medal, and she was well worth it.
Silver medalist representing Germany.
銀メダリストドイツ
Irmgard Ben-Susan.
Wonderful story with Irmgard Ben-Susan. She's won 100 metres and 200 metres silver. She was born in South Africa. She couldn't be classified in South Africa as a para-athlete. She moved to Germany, and the story unfolded from there. 30 years of age, she's picked up a second silver medal at these Paralympic Games. 3 silvers as well in Rio, in the 100, 200 and 400 there. And she's also picked up 2 World Championship medals along the way in Dubai in the 100 metres in 2019 and the 200 metres at those same championships.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Netherlands.
金メダリスト
2 gold medals and a bronze though for Marleen van Ganzenwinkel.
Marleen van Ganzenwinkel.
Bronze in the long jump, gold in the 200 metres and gold in the 100 metres. Only been competing since she was 17, so 9 years in the making for this. 2018 Para Athlete of the Year for the Dutch Athletics Federation. Wasn't convinced by any other sports growing up. She went to a Paralympic Talent Day in Amsterdam, and the rest, thanks to Guido Bonsen, the para-athletics coach,
the national anthem of Netherlands.
is history.
皆様オランダ
Time
国歌
now
の演奏
for the
です
Netherlands national anthem. Well, it was almost double Dutch in this one. Fleur Jong just missing out on picking up a medal. She broke the Paralympic record in the T62 category, but it was Marissa Papakonstantinou who picked up the bronze medal, the Canadian Irmgard Ben-Susan of Germany, with a Paralympic record in the T44 category and a Paralympic record in the T64 category for that lady, Marleen van Ganzenwinkel.
Final live pictures on screen with Mohammed of Syria, who has gone into the lead with his second round attempt at 14 meters 21. This is his 4th attempt now.
男子の方が投げ、シリアのムハンマド2回目に14メートル21をマークしてトップに出ています。
So just shy of his lifetime best with that put of 14.21, a foul in round 4, unfortunately. He has 4 world medals in his
Standing in the rain is not usually this much fun, but when you're collecting a gold, silver or a bronze, who cares? It is raining again in Tokyo. Women's club throw started a good while ago. And we're about halfway through the competition. Zoya Ovsi of Ukraine holds the world record at 25.23. Elena Golova an early leader in this competition. Golova from Smolensk in Western Russia. Mentioned earlier in this meet that these clubs, these wooden clubs, there's no manufacturer of them in Japan, so they went to a high school, the Tokyo Metropolitan Koge High School, asked them to make those clubs, professional crafts they specialize in there, and they made 20 of them.
Men's 200 metres T61 victory ceremony. And this won a victory for South Africa. Malango with the gold, and it was Germany with the bronze, and Great Britain with the silver.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Tim Reddish, CBE, Governing Board Member of the International Paralympic Committee.
国際パラリンピック委員会理事
Accompanied by
続きまして井上明宏
Vice President of Japan Intellectual Disability Athletics Federations.
日本知的障害者陸上競技連盟副会長
Bronze medalist representing Germany.
Germany's Ali
銅メダリ
Lassine
ストドイツ
was the second fastest in the world this year coming into it. He took bronze in Dubai over 200 metres in 2019. At the 2018 European Championships in Berlin, in his home country, he took silver. And he now has a Paralympic bronze to add to those. Races out of PSC Berlin, where those wonderful 2018 European Championships were. Was motivated by the 2012 Paralympic Games in London.
Silver medalist representing Great Britain.
銀メダリスト英国
Richard Whitehead.
And one of those who may well have motivated him was that man there, Richard Whitehead. He won gold in London, he won gold in Rio. He's picked up a silver medal in the men's 200 metres T61 in Tokyo 2020. So Malangu doing the honours for Richard Whitehead and putting on that lovely medal that we've seen so often here at Tokyo 2020. So Mighty, the mascot, also given along with the bouquet and that wonderful medal. Just look at that, the indentations, the braille on the side of it for the visually impaired. It is a field kit and caboodle, isn't it?
Paralympic champion representing South Africa.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオン南アフリカ
Ntando Malangu.
Ntando Malangu makes it a double in the long jump and the 200 metres. Gold for Malangu, and this time Richard Whitehead, who twice has picked up one of those before himself, does the honours, putting it on to Malangu. If you watch Phoenix Rising, the documentary, you'd have seen that man Malangu there with a cheetah running with it. It wasn't his, but he's fast. Perhaps not as fast as the cheetah,
Ladies and
but he can run.
the national anthem of South Africa.
As we await the national anthem
南アフリ
of
カ
South
国歌の
Africa.
演奏です
The gentlemen.
Tandu Malhangu, you know, he was in his wheelchair for the first 10 years of his life. Once he found athletics, it was a new life for him, really. He speaks 4 languages. And then you see the camaraderie between these guys, and you realise why the Paralympic movement is so strong and so admired.
He's picked up 2 of the 4 South African gold medals, and 3 of them have come at the track. 2 for Malhangu in the 200 metres and a long jump, and Runa Veyers with the 3rd of them. Paracycling is where the 4th has come from, through Nicholas Peter Dupreya. As South Africa, Germany and Great Britain celebrate. 2 golds for 19-year-old Ntando Malhangu from Pretoria. Men's 100 metres T51 final. Peter Jennen, the world record and Paralympic record holder, will go in this one.
Into the arena.
He picked up silver in the
In lane 2, it's his 30th
200
birthday
metres.
today. A London 2017 finalist from
Ernesto Fonseca
今大会200mで7位
of Costa Rica,
Ernesto Fonseca.
7th in the 200 metres at these Paralympic Games, will go in lane 2.
Lane 9, 6th in the Dubai World Championships for Portugal.
9レーン
João Correa of Portugal,
ポルトガル代表
who took 6th place in Dubai in 2019, will go in lane 9.
In lane 3, 7th in the Rio Paralympic final for Portugal.
2 Portuguese going in this one.
大会200m
Bronze in the Europeans this year, Helder Mestre
Helder Mestre.
will go in lane 3.
In lane 8,
Mohamed Berahal, silver in the Rio Paralympic Games, bronze in 2019 in Dubai in lane 8.
Mohamed Berahal. In 4, the Paralympic bronze medalist.
Edgar Cesaro, Navarro Sanchez, bronze in Rio, voted mayor of his local city in Mexico in 2009, competing on the world circuit since 1998.
In lane 7, 4th in the 2019 World
Roger Habsch
Belgium.
has taken bronze here over 200 metres already. Will go in lane 7, the first of 2 Belgians to go in this.
In 5,
That's because this man will be going. Peter Jennen,
for Belgium.
5レーン2016パラリンピック金メダル
reigning Paralympic champion, the world record and Paralympic record holder, will go in lane 5.
And in lane 6, already the 200-metre champion here in Tokyo, representing Finland.
And the man who
今大会
beat Jennen into silver
フィンランド
in
代
the
表
200 metres, Tony Piespanen, who took gold in that 200, is also the reigning world champion and European champion. Lanes 5 and 6, the ones to look out for, as always. Jennen and Piespanen have got quite a rivalry. There he is, Peter Jennen and Tony Piespanen in lane 6. Perhaps the second of the Belgians will be sandwiching Piespanen on either side. Berahal out in 8 and Correa in lane 9. This the weaker of the T51 wheelchair category, 54 being the most powerful. So it does take a little bit longer for them to get away. Fonseca in 2, Mestre in 3, Navarro Sanchez in 4, Jennen in 5, Piespanen in 6, Habsch in 7, Berahal in 8, and Correa in lane 9. And getting away well there is Peter Jennen in lane 5, the man who took silver over 200 metres, and Tony Piespanen is doing his best to get to him, but Peter Jennen at the moment is ahead of Piespanen by about a wheel's length, and it is Jennen who's going to get it. Peter Jenin gets it, a new Paralympic record. Pispinen in silver, and Roger Hapsch makes their Belgium gold and bronze, but a new Paralympic record for Peter Jenin to add to the silver he collected in the 200 metres. He's now picked up gold in the 100. A Paralympic record time for Peter Jenin. He'd held that Paralympic record since Rio back in 2016. And 5 years later, he's taken it again and bettered it. 20.33 seconds. He's absolutely smashed the mark from previous, which was 21.15. Belgium 1-3. Finland take second, and a silver medal to Toni Pispinen. The tables have been turned. It was Pispinen who won the 200. These two have got such a great rivalry going down through the years. But Jenin got out to a fast start. Hapsch was doing his best to try and catch Pispinen on the inside of him, but it remained as it was. And it was Peter Jenin who picked up the win. 44 years of age. He took 2 gold medals in Rio in the 100 and the 400. He'll have to settle with a silver and a gold here, but I'm sure he'll manage with that. Has 5 World Championship golds as well, and 3 European Championship golds. The former wheelchair rugby player, Peter Jenin, has taken another gold medal at the Paralympic Games, this time in Tokyo 2020. And it's also a Paralympic record. The Belgian flag comes out. The sign is ready, and Peter Jenin will get the obligatory pictures next to the Paralympic record that is set of 20.33. Well, Pispinen has been working on his starts because he thought they were a bit slow, so over the last year or so he's been working really hard, but on this one he didn't get out as quick as he wanted to. Jenin got the flyer. Hapsch stuck with Pispinen, but Peter Jenin working those arms, working the shoulders, and pushing through to the line in this 100 metres race. Did what he needed to do. And how's that for joy? The Belgians celebrate. Maybe a chocolate or two this evening. Jenin with gold in the Paralympic record. Pispinen with silver to add to his gold in the 200. And Hapsch with a bronze medal for the second time at these games. Men's 400 metre T62 victory ceremony. And it was Germany
The medals will be presented
who
by
took this one.
メダルの贈呈は
Peter Franzel, Otto Bock, Head of Global Events, Exhibitions and Sports.
オットー・ボックグローバルイベント&スポーツ統括マネージャー。
Accompanied by
続きまして岡崎ジョイチ
Tokyo 2020 Sports Coordination Officer.
東京オリンピック・パラリンピック競技大会組織委員会スポーツコーディネーションオフィサー
Bronze medalist representing United States of America.
銅メダリストアメリ
So in
カ合
bronze,
衆国
Hunter Woodall,
Woodall.
22 years of age. finished 8th in the 100 metres.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
From the University of Arkansas, where he studies business and communications. Started in Utah back in 2009. Has tried football, basketball, skiing, wrestling, and the track was what he wanted to do.
Silver medalist representing Netherlands.
銀メダリストオランダ
Olivier Hendricks.
18 years of age, Olivier Hendricks has added to his European titles he picked up this year in the 100 and 400. Been competing since the age of 12. That's not long. It's only 6 years ago. And Hunter Woodall, who picked up the bronze medal, is his idol. So that'll be nice for him.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Germany.
For Germany's 26-year-old Johannes Flors
パラリンピックチャンピオンドイツ
from Biesendorf
Johannes Fleurs.
has picked up the gold medal. To go with the bronze he took in the 100 metres. Studies orthopedics at the University of Applied Science in Cologne. Races for Bayer Leverkusen. And 6 years since his international debut. Takes the gold in the men's 400 metres T62 at Tokyo 2020.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Germany.
皆様
Time now for the
ドイツ
German
国歌の
national
演奏
anthem.
です
Well, Germany sit in 11th position
パラリンピックメダリスト
on the medal table. That they're their 11th gold to go with 11 silvers and 17 bronze medals. Johannes Flors takes the gold. Olivier Hendricks picks up that silver medal for the Netherlands, and Hunter Woodall with the bronze for the United States of America.
Up into second place. There are still 2 throwers to come. Her best is 21.77.
女子の混合投げ英国のバターフィールド
Let's take you back to the javelin and Huang Yizi looking to forge her way up into the top 3. Currently occupied by Great Britain, New Zealand and the Netherlands. Huang a bit far away, I think, to get up near 38.39 metres. Huang with the best of 41.97, but it's not quite there today. 34.76. Pressure building at the sharp end of the javelin, if you will. Arnold, who's led from the get-go with that 39.05. Paralympic record holder and Rio victor. Won Rio with a throw of 43.01. A little bit difficult to get out to those kind of distances today. Rain coming and going. Things a bit slippery. We'll come back to that. Well, the women's long jump T20 was the first event on this session, and it's a return to top spot for Karolina Kucharczyk of Poland. She won in London, silver in Rio, behind today's bronze medalist Michaela Rostowski. She's back.
The medals will be presented by
メダルの贈呈は
Mr. Peter Franzel,
Alexandra Grushkina of RPC also on the podium to collect silver.
グローバルイベント&スポーツ統括マネージャー
accompanied by
続きまして岡崎女一
Tokyo 2020 Sports Coordination Officer,
東京オリンピック・パラリンピック競技大会組織委員会スポーツコーディネーションオフィサー
bronze medalist representing Croatia,
銅メダリストクロアチア
Michaela Rostowski.
Michaela Rostowski had a kind of a frustrating day, really. She's capable of throwing 580. Started with a 538, 39, 545. 546 was as good as she could do. And has to settle for the bronze medal in the T20 long jump. She's won 3 world championships, 2011, 15 and 17.
RPC athlete,
銀メダリスト RPC
Alexandra Grushkina.
Grushkina, second jump of 549,
All my best wishes.
PB of 569. This result was coming. She was second in the World Championship 2 years ago and second in the European Championships this year with a 559, 549 today, and silver for the RPC athlete.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Poland,
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオンポーランド
Karolina Kucharczyk.
Well, Kucharczyk, it was a little easier than even she would have expected, I think.
Congratulations, all the best.
She led right the way through, just managed to beat her old Paralympic record of 6 meters with a 6:03 in the 4th round. Has a best of 6:21. 9 years apart now. She has 2 gold medals. She won in London and she's won in Tokyo. Was a silver medalist in Rio. She's made good on a promise to come back and get another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Poland.
皆様ポーランド国歌の演奏です
The
So gold to Poland's Karolina Kucharczyk, silver to Alexandra Kuchina of the Russian Paralympic Committee, and Michaela Rostowski of Croatia, the bronze. Some events are full of pressure for the winner. Not so much today for Kucharczyk. She was just too good.
The 4x100 meters universal relay final is the next event out on track, and our last of the finals in the evening session. China, the world record, they set that earlier today in the heats, which means they also have the Paralympic record. They were the world record holders before that, but they did only pick up silver in the last World Championships. The USA are the reigning world champions, with the RPC European champions. There'll be 4 to go in this.
We're ready on the track for the universal 4x100 meters relay final.
I'll build a bit of suspense to let you know who they are. Are you ready? Here they come.
In lane 1, Japan.
In lane 1, it's Japan. Sawada Udan, Ashimi Kengo, Takamatsu Yuka, and Suzuki Tomoki. The 4 athletes, along with a guide for Sawada. China, the world record holders, will go from lane 3, Lu Ku Qing, with Zhu Dongling, her guide, Wang Hao, Wen Jiyan, and Zhang Ying.
In lane 5,
the United States of America, the reigning world champions, will go in lane 5. Noah Malone, first up, Brittany Mason, Nick Mayhew, who's been one of the stars of these games, and Tatiana McFadden, the experience of her.
In lane 7,
And Great Britain will go in lane 7. Libby Clegg and her guide, Chris Clark. Johnny Peacock, the double Paralympic champion. Ali Smith and Nathan Maguire will take it home for them in the T54 category.
From some fierce heats this morning.
So,
One is going to be
visually impaired takes leg 1, amputee category in leg 2, coordination impairment in the 3rd leg, and wheelchair racer goes in the final leg to take it home for their respective teams. 46.02, the world record that China set earlier this morning. 2 men and 2 women in each team. Doesn't matter what order, but there has to be 2 males and 2 females. T13 back to T11 for the visually impaired, each country's choice.
Look at the javelin competition, and Robinson for New Zealand, out past 40 metres. Well, now she's asked the question, finally, of Noella Roda and Holly Arnold. She's been out of sorts for much of the competition. She's left it very late, but maybe not too late. Holly Robinson has been struggling to get it past 39 metres. Now, Roda, and she's out to 40 as well. Now, Holly Arnold a moment ago was in top spot, and now she's in third, and it's just one throw to come. Roorda is into second spot with a 40.06, a big personal best from the Dutch thrower. Well, this is to reclaim the lead. She needs 41 metres. That's not there at all. That's around 35. And so a massive change over the competition in the last 3 throws. And Holly Arnold bumped from first to third. Holly Robinson up to the top for New Zealand. And Noelle Roorda, there looked no way would she be a silver medalist. That's exactly what she is. And let the tears flow. Holly Robinson has done it for New Zealand on what's been a great day for the Kiwis. Well, I've got a feel for her. She led for most of the competition, but they say you've only got to be in front once, and with exquisite timing, Holly Robinson has got there. 40.99, Roorda 40.06, and 39.73 for Holly Arnold, who has accepted with good grace what's happened to her. Bit of a shock all round. Holly Robinson of New Zealand, 40.99. Noelle Roorda, 40.06. And Holly Arnold of Great Britain, 39.73.
So here we go, the 4x100 universal relay. Japan in lane 1, China in 3, USA in 5, and Great Britain in 7. China, the world record holders, set earlier this morning in the heat. T11 to 13, visually impaired for the opening leg. T42 to 47, or 61 to 64 amputee category for the second leg. T35 to 38 coordination impairment for leg 3, and the wheelchair category, as you see there, T51 to 54, or 33 to 34 for the wheelchair racer for leg number 4. 2 men and 2 women in any order you like. It was some amount of heats earlier. In the final heat, all 4 teams missed out because in the universal relay, it doesn't go on whether you go through first in your heat. It goes through on the teams that were the 4th fastest altogether. So if you had 3 in one heat that were fast, and you had 1 in another and no one else, there's your 4. Just getting themselves ready to go. Libby Clegg will go for Great Britain, the Paralympic champion who failed to qualify for her final. Nathan Maguire will lead the British home. Johnny Peacock and Ali Smith also amongst them. There is Peacock, gold in 2012 and 16. Had to settle for bronze here. And this will be quick. Of that, I have no doubt. Suzuki Tomoki will take Japan home. They'll start off with Sawada Uran, who returned to the sport in 2015 after a couple of years out. 100 metres in the long jump here, no medals, but she has a chance now. China, the world record holders, will be led off by Lu Ku Qing. Silver in the 100, gold in the 400 here already. She was the 2015 world champion over at 100 metres. So Great Britain will be led at the start by Libby Clegg and Chris Clark, her guide. They'll go from lane 7 on the outside, so they'll need to make a sharpish start. Difficult from that lane because you're trying to set the pace. You don't know what's behind you. Organised chaos, I like to call these type of things. And it's wonderful to watch. For the USA, taking them out will be Noah Malone, silver in the T12 100 and silver in the T12 400 here as well, medium visual impairment. There is Lu Ku Qing, the T11 category visually impaired athlete, silver in the 100, a gold in the 400. And Japan will be led off by Sawada Uran, going from lane 1. So just to remind you again, visually impaired will take the opening leg, amputees in the second, coordination impairment in the third leg, and wheelchair racers will take leg number 4, 2 men and 2 women in any order you like. Finishing with those wheelchair athletes and taking it home for the Chinese will be Zhang Ying, who you just saw. So they'll just get themselves sorted. The tether being sorted out there. There are 3 T11 athletes going in the start here. Malone, a T12 for the United States, running without a guide. Away they go, and as you'd expect, it's Malone who gets away fastest of all, and he's already up on the inside of Libby Clegg. So the USA looking really strong at the moment. Lu Ku Qing is up there for China, and Malone hands over to Brittany Mason, who's taken silver here in the 100 metres T47, but Johnny Peacock is absolutely rocketing down that back straight for Great Britain, and it's into the hands of Nick Mayhew now, who's taken gold in the 100. He's taken silver in the 400. He's set a 200 metres world record, and he looks for Tatiana McFadden of the United States, the T54 athlete who's got a load of golds to her name. 14 World Championship golds, 7 para golds. Make that number 8 as Tatiana McFadden goes across the line. China takes second, and a new world record of 45.52 seconds for the United States, who add the Paralympic title to their World Champions title they took back in 2019, and they take away the World and Paralympic mark that was set by China earlier today.
You just don't know where to look, do you? Nick Mayhew so quick, and McFadden finishing off. Knows how to finish a race, doesn't she? But that's really exciting. The combinations are dazzling, really. It's very hard to keep on top of the race.
Well, Nick Mayhew set a 200-metre world record in qualifying for the final in his heat just a bit earlier. He took victory in the 100 metres, setting a world record in that. He took silver in the 400 metres, and he's been an absolute star of these Paralympics. China accept the silver medal. Hugs all round for the Americans. McFadden, that's her first gold. She's had a silver in the 800 metres and a bronze in the 5,000. That's 8 Paralympic golds now for Tatiana McFadden, with the marathon still to come, to add to her 14 World Championship golds. And you've got someone like Nick Mayhew, who's just starting off in the sport. Johnny Peacock and Libby Clegg give each other a hug. They took up the bronze medal. But it's all about the United States. An absolutely incredible world record. Well, they get away, and Noah Malone absolutely flew out of the box. You can go in any order you want as far as male and female, but Malone got off to a flyer. Brittany Mason took up the second leg, and Johnny Peacock on the left of the screen there was absolutely flying. Nick Mayhew from there, that was it. Once Nick Mayhew got into his stride, up against Ali Smith, the USA were in front. And McFadden, she was being chased down by Zhang Ying towards the end, the 21-year-old. But he couldn't get to her. Did his best, did Zhang, but McFadden, well, that's a new one for her, a Paralympic medal in the 4x100. The first time this event has been held at the Paralympic Games, and it's the United States who pick up the gold medal at the first time of asking. And quite appropriate that Tatiana McFadden is the one who brings it home. She's done so much for the sport. She's now a gold medalist in a world record time of 45.52 in the 4x100 metres universal relay. Well, Great Britain will be happy with that performance. European record of 47.50. Russian Paralympic Committee were the European champions heading into this. They didn't make it through to the final. So European hopes fell with Great Britain. Just have a look at this again, though. Nick Mayhew, for me, has been one of the top three. Watch him just yelling at McFadden. Look at that.
As if she needs telling.
Wonderful. He's just got such enthusiasm.
He does.
And in a very nice way. It's not an arrogant way about it. It's just a young person's way of expressing themselves and just really loving what they do. That lady loves what she does as well. World record for the United States then. They take the gold in the 4x100 metres relay. 45.52 is the mark for the four athletes from the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's javelin from F46.
Victory ceremony now coming up for the javelin throw, F46. And this was a really interesting competition. And as often happens with throwing events, it came down to the last three throws. And there was plenty of drama involving Holly Arnold, Holly Robinson, and Noelle Roorda. And with two Hollies and a Noelle, it was beginning to look a lot like an early Christmas. But Christmas indeed comes early for Holly Robinson, with an astonishing last throw under enormous pressure to jump from third to first.
Vice President of the International Paralympic Committee. Accompanied by Rudy van der Mine, member of the Paralympic Order.
Well, there's not a lot of room for sympathy in the heat of competition, but when you consider that Holly Arnold of Great Britain led this competition from the first round until the third last throw, so, well, that is tough to take, but she's accepted it extremely graciously.
Holly, and thanks for putting on such a great display of sport.
Well, she did, and well said. Won Rio with a throw of 43.01 and takes the bronze medal here. Lives in Wales, born in Grimsby. Just sorting it out. That's the way. Well done.
Silver medalist, representing Netherlands.
銀メダリストオランダ
Noelle Roorda.
Noelle Roorda added insult to injury to Holly Arnold, really, because she then, in the last round, also threw over 40 metres and jumped into second place, pushing Arnold down to third. And learned that her nickname is Nut. thanks to Mum. Thinks her daughter's, in a nice way, a little bit of a nut. Well, what a competitor she is, though. Her best throw also coming in the last round.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion, representing New Zealand.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオンニュージーランド
Holly Robinson.
Well, the 26-year-old Kiwi has been second 3 times at World Championships. She was second in Rio, a little bit tired of being a runner-up, and when it looked like it couldn't possibly happen today, she made it happen. Second gold medal for New Zealand today, following Anna Grimaldi's great victory in the long jump in the earlier session. Well, we've got some good rugby players, some good netballers down in Dunedin, and they've also got some good long jumpers, although she was born, to be fair, in Christchurch. I think it was a throw of hope more than expectation, that last one, but it's good for gold. And here she is, Holly Robinson for New Zealand.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Can barely believe it, I'm sure.
of New Zealand.
皆様ニュージーランド国歌の演奏です
A little gathering of Kiwis here at the National Stadium.
メダリストです
They must have been worried that wasn't going to happen today for Holly Robinson. She had just a fantastic last throw of 40.99. Found a couple of extra metres to breeze past Arnold and Roorda and almost steal that gold medal, really.
In the club throw, the final athlete being set in the circle is the world record.
The club throw as the last event of the session, just being finalised, but let's have a look at what's been happening. Cassie Mitchell of the United States. With this event, there are actually no rules around how you throw. You can have your back to the field. You can really pretty much throw it how you like. But there are rules around the dimensions of the club. It's between 350 and 390 millimetres long. It must weigh at least 397 grams. Mitchell, 24.18 there. And that's a Paralympic record. From Muskogee, Oklahoma, comes Cassie Mitchell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's 100 metres T51.
皆様パランパリ
Victory ceremony for the men's 100 metres T51. Peter Jennen of Belgium with a Paralympic record to take the gold in this one. Belgium 1-3 with Finland in second position. My word, there's been some Paralympic records and world records in this evening session.
Dwayne Cale, Vice President of the International Paralympic Committee.
国際パラリンピック委員会副会長
Accompanied by
続きまして
Rudy van den Abela, member of the Paralympic Order.
パラリンピックオーダー受賞者
Now these medals that are being handed out,
銅メダリストベルギー
Roger Hash.
they've got a wonderful Japanese look to them with the way they're made and with braille on the outside for those who are visually impaired as well. As Roger Hapsch takes his, just have a look at them. Stunning pieces of artwork. Yep, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. Right on cue. As he was in the race to pick up a bronze medal, Roger Hapsch. The second bronze of the Games for him after picking up one in the 200 metres. His first ever medals at major championships.
Representing Finland.
銀メダリストフィンランド
Tony P.
Certainly not a first-time medal for this man, though. Picked up gold in the 200 metres. The 45-year-old who lives in Helsinki, and silver in the 100 now to add to it. Competed in the Finnish national karate team before his accident. He's also represented Finland in wheelchair rugby at the World Championships in 2010. So Tony Pispinen adds to his collection of medals.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Belgium.
金メダリストおよびパラリンピックチャンピオンベルギ
While
ー
Peter Jennen,
Peter Jennen.
at 44 years of age, is still winning. Adds to his silver in the 200 metres. Reversed the result where Pispinen beat him in that. He picked up 2 golds in the Rio Paralympics in the 100 and 400. The gold and the silver here now. He has 5 World Championship medals of the gold variety and 3 golds in the Europeans as well. After he switched from wheelchair rugby, where he competed in 2004 and 2012 at the Paralympic Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Belgium.
So Belgium with the gold
皆様
and the bronze.
ベルギー国歌の演奏です
We await the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Belgium with gold and bronze.
皆様
Finland
パラリンピックメダリストです
pick up silver. Men's 100 metres, T51 result.
Medal presentation for the women's club throw F51 was scheduled for this evening, but because it's run long and we're towards the end of the session, they're going to hold that medal presentation over until the next session in the morning. That's happened before, and it's just being a bit versatile and nimble. Can't keep everyone here indefinitely because there's an early start tomorrow. And we haven't quite finished on the track.
2 more races to come. Both heats, women's 400 metres, T38 coordination impairment category. Luca Eckler, world record holder, and Kadina Cox, the Paralympic record holder, are both set to go in these. Eckler will go on the first. Cox will go in the second. Eckler, the European champion. She set the world record in June and won the long jump title here already. Lindy Arv of Germany will go in lane 8, took bronze in the 100 metres. 2018 European gold. Sonia Mansour of Tunisia in lane 7. Esteban Villatoro of Guatemala will go in lane 6. Ali Smith will go in 5. She's been busy. Just took herself a bronze medal in the 4x100. Luca Eckler, the world record holder, gold in the long jump, 4th in the 100, European champion as well. Takamura Ayumi was 5th in the Worlds in 2019, took silver in the Asian Para Games in 2018. And the Paralympic Games debut from Colombia of Katy Hurtado. So the first 3 will go through. And then after that, the next 2 fastest will advance through to the final. Eckler, the world record holder, goes in this from lane 4. So they were held a little bit at the beginning, but they get away very comfortably. Lindy Arve on the outside looks really strong. Eckler's just working her way through at the moment and coming through the inside lane on her Paralympic Games debut. She is absolutely flying. Katy Hurtado of Colombia. We'll see how she goes in the last 200 metres when the lactic acid burn starts to happen, but it will be the top 3 that go through. Lindy Arve out in lane 8, bronze in the 100 metres. She's starting to tighten up somewhat. This is the coordination impairment category, so the athletes can tighten up slightly as they come towards the end. But it is Hurtado of Colombia with a lifetime best of 105.16, which he set this season. He's currently in first position. Luca Eckler is in third, so if it stays like that, Eckler, the world record holder, would go through. Out wide in second, it's Lindy Arve, who's heading down in first place now, taking over Hurtado. Eckler takes it, Hurtado in second, and Eckler goes in third place. So Arve goes through in first. Colombia's Hurtado had a really good run in the Paralympic Games debut. And in third place, Luca Eckler. But that run from Lindy Arve was really good. The first 250 metres or so, she started to tighten up towards the end, and she went again. The 2018 European champion, a lifetime best for her of 101. 34.16. Area record for the Colombian Hurtado. She looked very strong, especially in that first 200 metres. And Luca Ekla, who's won gold in the long jump, she's the world record holder in this one from Bydgoszcz when she set that back in June. Goes through in the automatic qualification position in third. Ali Smith, who's just had to compete in that 4x100 metres universal relay, where Great Britain picked up a bronze, has finished in fourth place. A lifetime best for her, though, 102.68. But that lady there, Lindy Arve, has gone through in a lifetime best for her. 23 years of age, in first position and qualifying through to the final.
Happily, the rain seems to have backed off once more. Not too bad. Certainly a more pleasant environment than the last two evening sessions where we've had very heavy rain. But again, not a problem for the spectators who are covered by the stadium roof, but out on the track and for the throwers, it's been a bit of everything, but mainly precipitation. The first 5 days were so hot, 35 degrees and high humidity, and now it's 20, and still the humidity's high, but much more comfortable.
Bearable.
Bearable, yeah. I started to look it up and realise that Tokyo does get a lot of rain across the year, so it had to be expected at some point.
Well, there may be a disqualification. In one of the earlier races. 4x100 metre universal relay. And there has been a disqualification. So China, who went into it with a world record, there's been a turnover issue. They've been disqualified. Great Britain have been promoted to the silver, and Japan, the host nation, have now picked up the bronze.
That umbrella was just in the way of that replay, but I assume that there was not proper contact made, either outside the area or not done with the hand. It looked like Chinese guide nearly tripped up the next runner. Perhaps the contact was with the foot, and that's not what's required.
Well, either way, after starting the day so well with the world record in the heats for China, going through to the final, they have missed out on everything altogether and lost their world record to the USA.
Women's club throw, we can bring you somewhat up to date here. The last event to conclude. They began fairly promptly at 7:05, and here we are coming up to 10 p.m. Zoya Ovsi of Ukraine. Obviously the world record holder with 25.23 from Dnipro, the 27-year-old. Was third in the discus here. Second at the European Championships. But a Paralympic record thrown. Looks like the event may be hers. Choice of clubs to choose from. If they're all the same weight, find one the handle suits her purpose.
Well, this is the opening heat in the women's 400 metres T38 coordination impairment category. You can just see how they tighten up slightly towards the end. Lindy Arve picks up the victory ahead of Hurtado. And Ekla, the world record holder, qualifies 102.17. Lifetime best for Ali Smith in fourth position. She'll be hoping that's good enough to get her through to the final. The second heat of the women's 400 metres T38 sees Paralympic record holder Katina Cox go in this one.
Our final event of the day is the second and final heat of the women's 400 metres T38.
Takamatsu Yuka going in lane 7 inside Jimenez Sanchez of Colombia. Nelly Moose, 19 years of age from Duisburg, will go in lane 6 for Germany. Margarita Koncharova, gold in the Worlds in 2015 and 19, silver in the recent European Championships in Poland. Rhiannon Clark of Australia, bronze in the 100 and 200 in 2019. And the reigning champion, Kadina Cox, she's already won golds here in the C45 500 metres time trial and C15 team sprint in paracycling. Quite the athlete all round. So Cox in 3, Clark in 4, Goncharova, who you see there, will go in 5, the twice world champion. Moose in 6, Takamatsu in 7, Jimenez Sanchez in 8. What a games it's been so far for that lady, Kadina Cox. Well, there's been a false start there. I think there might have been a movement. By the Australian, yes. She looked confident at first, but it just seems a slight movement in the blocks. We'll see in a moment, but Rhiannon Clark, the 19-year-old, just watch her here in lane 4. Well, it's not. It's actually Kadina Cox. On the inside, it looks like she's gone first. Or perhaps it was just a small movement. First of all, by Clark, it was. So she's only shown a yellow card. You saw the smile on her face. Well, Cox went as soon as Clark moved. That's how good her reaction time is, Kadina Cox. So they'll reset with the rain falling here at the Tokyo National Stadium. Well, it was a slight movement by Rhiannon Clark that set everyone else off. This is the coordination impairment category, of course, so there can be slight movement. Some will go from the starting position standing up, some will go from the ground, so it's up to each athlete. Generally, on the blocks will be what they do. This time they do get away without any problems. No one gets twitchy and moves early, and blasting out, as is her wont, Jimenez Sanchez, the 21-year-old from Colombia, way out in lane 8. Nelly Moose of Germany is gone past Takamatsu of Japan. And then you've got Kadina Cox and Goncharova on the inside. Cox running in lane 3, Goncharova in lane 5. And as they move around the bend, the stagger starts to move away, but it's still out in front. It is Jimenez Sanchez of Colombia. So as they move into the last 100 metres, we'll see if she can keep her rhythm as they head down towards the finishing line, or whether she gets swamped or not. But she's looking pretty good at the moment. Kadina Cox and Goncharova are now coming through. Rhiannon Clark of Australia is making a late run for it, and she goes past Nelly Moose, and she's trying to get herself up into that top 3. Can she do it? I think on the line she may have just been beaten by Goncharova. It's been taken by Jimenez Sanchez, with Kadina Cox in second place, and a photo just about for third as the automatic qualification position. Lifetime best for Jimenez Sanchez, as you'd expect. Season best for Kadina Cox, and Goncharova has got it in third place, just holding off Rhiannon Clark. 3/100ths of a second to Rhiannon Clark. She set a new Oceania record, though, has the Australian. But that lady there, Jimenez Sanchez, lifetime best for her. She went out quick. Moose has missed out. She slaps the ground in disappointment when she was looking very good. Christina Cox, she's had a very busy Paralympic Games. It's not over yet. She has a final to look forward to in this. Well, as they came into the last 100 metres, Jimenez Sanchez just started to tighten up somewhat. Just look at the Australian, the 19-year-old Rhiannon Clark in lane 4. She was storming through, trying to catch Cox and Goncharova. Jimenez Sanchez takes it, Cox gets it, and then on the line, Goncharova just holds off Rhiannon Clark for the third automatic qualification place. That was tight. Photo required. Goncharova takes it though by 3/100ths of a second. But Clark will go through as one of the fastest qualifiers. Time to rest now for Jimenez Sanchez. She looks exhausted. The coordination impairment category, this can really hurt the athletes and tighten them up as they come to the line. You can just see her body there, just not going into a spasm, but just tightening. And the muscles will do that in this category. 35s being the least of the 38s rather being the least of the coordination impairment. Most coordination impairment in the 35s. So Jimenez Sanchez with a lifetime best of 102.20. Christina Cox, been a big Paralympic Games for her, taking a couple of paracycling golds, is through to the final, as is Margarita Goncharova. And Rhiannon Clark also has qualified as one of the fastest losers. So Clark goes through, and Ali Smith, who is in that Great Britain silver medal winning 4x100 universal relay team, has qualified with a lifetime best. 5 of them in total.
A little bit of late rain at the end of the session. As we keep saying, nobody's spirits or enthusiasm dampened in any way. It's been a very entertaining session. Terrific finishes on the track and in the field events. Especially in the F46 Javelin. That was a cracker. Started off with the women's long jump, though, won by Karolina Kucharczyk with a jump of 6:03. She won in London, runner-up to Rostowski in Rio, and it was Rushkina joining the party today to get the silver medal. So Michaela Rostowski of Croatia from Pula had a best of 5:46. She has jumped better. She was certainly very consistent today, though. Alexandra Rushkina, Russian Paralympic Committee. Second round jump of 5:49. And she would finish ahead of Rostowski by just 3 centimetres. But Karolina Kucharczyk committed after finishing runner-up in Rio to come back and win another Paralympic gold medal. And she fulfilled that mission today. She was always looking for more from herself, but a 6:03 in the 4th round, edging past her previous Paralympic record mark of 6 metres exactly. That would prove to be the winning jump, her most successful jump, and gold to Kucharczyk. Her mood lightened after it was declared. She was a little unhappy with her own performance, but not with the result. New Paralympic record. The club throw, F51. Zoya Ovsi, who was second in Rio, prevailing today with a 25-12 throw. Cassie Mitchell of the USA and Elena Gorlova of the RPC with personal bests. Gorlova, born in Tashkent in Uzbekistan, but representing the Russian Paralympic Committee. Third at the 19 Worlds, and when she was throwing, the rain was throwing it down. 24.08. Paralympic record at that stage. Cassie Mitchell out of Muskogee, Oklahoma for the United States. Excellent throw from her in the fourth round of 24.18. Just thinking about the technique there, but good for silver. But almost a metre clear of them was Zoya Ovsi. 2017 and 2019 world champion. And a 25-1-2 throw. So by almost a metre, Ovsi of Ukraine, gold medalist ahead of Cassie Mitchell and Elena Gorlova. Ovsi, runner-up 5 years ago, victor today. Well, there was the women's javelin result. Holly Robinson of New Zealand getting it with her last throw, moving past Holly Arnold and Noelle Roorda. Great timing. Roorda finishing with the silver. And Holly Arnold the bronze. Strong field of 11. Holly Arnold had led until the third last throw of the whole competition, because early on she put out a 39.73. 39.05 in the first round had everyone covered as well. She would go last in the final round. Roorda threw a huge personal best to move into the lead temporarily, 40.06. Well, into second place because Holly Robinson had gone before her. So Robinson was sitting third in this last round, and then through this to get past Roorda and Robinson. And 40.99 for the athlete from Dunedin, south of the South Island of New Zealand, to make it a double gold day for Dunedin, with Anna Grimaldi also winning her long jump event. But she can hardly believe it. She'd been not at her best, it must be said, until it really, really mattered. So gold for New Zealand, silver for the Netherlands, and bronze for Great Britain. And all credit to Holly Arnold for her reaction to being deposed from top spot. She took it so graciously. We also had the men's shot put F57 today, and Tiago Paulino dos Santos would win it with 15.10 ahead of Wu Guaoshan, exactly 15 metres, and Marco Aurelio Borges. A 1 and 3 for Brazil in this one. Big field of 15. Borges with his third attempt. 43-year-old. putting it out there, 14 metres 85. Big strong lad, pretty happy with that. And then Wu Guoshan, holder of the Paralympic record, and well past 14 metres with that one, and in fact 15 metres clean, setting a new Paralympic record right there, and an area record for China. Indeed, very proud, pleased with that one. But Tiago Paulino dos Santos, with a previous personal best of 15:26, would move past Wu Guoshan's 15 metres exactly with a 15:10. And you think he wasn't happy? Need earplugs, the assistants standing nearby to help, but within range of the bellowing Brazilian Paulino dos Santos. And gold in the shot put F57. Well, you can see what it means. Wu Guoshan, a new PB for him. Well, an area record at least. And Brazil first and third in the F57 final. Well, another totally enjoyable session at the National Stadium. Wonderful performances from the Netherlands, Poland, New Zealand, Brazil, the USA. World record from Nick Mayhew. And a stunning finish to the javelin from Holly Robinson. And there's yet more to come. Fortunately, we haven't quite hit the finish line. That's not far away. Make sure you join us next time from the National Stadium. But for the moment, from Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, it's goodbye.